The world's food supply has always depended on the health of our soil. But today in our developing world, millions of square miles of arable land is being lost to erosion, literally turning productive soil into desert that directly affects the lives of millions of people. Today's global food shortages are in large part being caused by the diminishing quality and quantity of our soil.
Right now our soils are in really bad shape on the most part, whether it's just been excessive farming, but now you're running into a lot of rural areas where the grading and all is just taking away the topsoil. And so what's left, whether it's from row cropping or like I said in urban situations, our soils are really depleted of not only just nutrients for these plants, but the living environment, the microorganisms and all that do just so much for us.
Today, over 6 billion people rely on food grown on just 11% of the world's land surface, and only 3% of that surface is fertile soil. The solution lies in restoring this most basic of all resources, our soil.
It's a crying need worldwide. We're going to need to produce, in about 20 years from now, we're going to need to produce 30% more food than we are, and our soils are going backwards. So we need to do things to help our soils be more healthy, to revitalize them.
And I'm trying to teach students that they've got to have a productive soil. Again, it doesn't matter if it's in nursery production, turf grass sod production, vegetable production, hay production. The soil is where they've got to be focused on. I always tell them, if you grow the roots, you concentrate on growing the roots, everything else take care of itself.
In the past, a plethora of miracle chemicals allowed farmers to rid their fields of unwanted pests and improve crop yields. But as these chemicals accumulated in the soil, their destructive side effects began to appear. Many have been eliminated, but the hunt is on for the remaining ones to be replaced in a green revolution to find innovative and natural organic methods to restore soil. So how do we turn overused, beat-up dirt into a thriving microcosm of life called soil? We look to nature, and the one common ingredient that exists in all healthy, productive soils: soluble humus.
It still retains a lot of amino acid, carboxyl groups, and organic acids that are very beneficial to soil structure and plant nutrition. And why it is good is it is an element that can put organic matter back into the soil.
Anybody that's ever grown tomatoes in a garden knows that if you have good organic matter in your soil, you're going to get better plants. And the main component in that soil organic matter is soluble humus. So it's that portion of soil humus that actually goes into solution, and that's the horsepower in soil organic matter.
As a world leader in the production of soluble humus, Horizon Ag Products has discovered vast quantities of humus in prehistoric peat bogs called humate ore. While humate ore exists in pockets all over the globe, very few contain the full range of soluble humus compounds that provide the desired effect. Horizon has evaluated hundreds of these deposits worldwide and found very few that pass all 7 steps of their ag suitability analysis. In addition to identifying the best sources, Horizon's mining and milling operations produce soluble humus with very low impact on the environment.
I think we're about as green as it gets. From the mines where we take the material, they get reclaimed, contoured in, reseeded, and I would say are at least as good, if not better, than the way we found them. And at the plant itself, our emissions are virtually nil. All of the product that comes in essentially ends up used in some form or fashion, either as a finished product from this plant and facility or at one of our other facilities that produce liquids. So even though this is a very friable, very delicate material that you can crumble in your hand, and because of that, we have to be very attentive to the quality control and be sure that we're getting material out that meets the right specification for the application and not destroy it in the process.
Through a liquid extraction process at one of its plants, this one in Abilene, Texas, Horizon is able to isolate the very smallest and most plant-active compounds called fulvics and make them available to growers worldwide in a powerful concentrate that is readily available for soil microorganisms and absorbed by plant roots.
Behind me we've got a lot of the raw ore material that's the dry product, and we bring that here and we're actually go through an extraction process where we mix it with water and other components to solubilize the humus products. This really helps introduce a lot of the organic matter that's been depleted, but then it also helps with the soil structure. It'll open up the soils more so that they can receive water.
That's something that I've really had my eyes open to since I've come to work with Horizon and seen the benefits of putting out the soluble humus all the way from Miami up to Virginia, I mean half the Atlantic coast. It's just a lot of impact you can have with one product because the soils are so depleted and deficient.
The basic component that is the heart of soil structure is soluble humus. You know, you can get it from organic matter, incorporating that into your soils and breaking down completely in a perfect environment, or these products which are an ancient soluble humus concentrate. You can put directly into the soil and it becomes the building block that soil structure is formed around. Either sands that need more structure to hold water and roots and nutrients, or clays to open them up and let them breathe and let air into the soil so that the plants can do better.
Small quantities of this organic soil additive, whether it's in a granular form or a concentrated liquid extract, have demonstrated an incredible ability to invigorate plant life and restore depleted, beaten-down soil. For the farmer and grower, it means the same compounds that make high organic soil productive are now available in a concentrated form directly from nature herself.
I tell you, here in Florida, we're growing citrus on the beach. We may not be next to the water, you know, out by the surf, but we're on beach sand here. And so this soil does not have any ability in it to hold nutrients. It helps on the stickability of the soil. It helps that soil be able the nutrients to be able to stick to that soil so the tree can take it up before it's leached through the soil where the tree can't grab it.
One of the properties was it could amend the soil types. You know, we can increase the organic material in our soil, and we don't have that in our state. Our hope is to increase our production while we see a reduction in cost.
Because you'll find that when you grow plants, you get plants that maybe not only have better yield, that you get more tomatoes off your tomato plant, but the micronutrients that are in the fruit or in the plant are much higher, and so the nutritional value is greatly increased over what our traditional farming methods have been.
Our mission literally is to leave soils better off than what they have been in the last 50 years, what they've become in the last 50 years. Our mission is to have all growers know that our products are vital to their success, and they truly are.
As demand for chemical-free food products increases and ag products like pesticides and fertilizers become limited and more expensive, America is rapidly becoming a model for sustainable agriculture. Organic soluble humus may be the key for both the backyard gardener and the corporate farmer to enrich their soil, so that future generations will have the needed soil to sustain life. Farmers and home gardeners alike know that plain old soil is really a dynamic, living system. It needs care and maintenance to produce healthy plants and fruits, and that means adding nature's best humus.
That's the active ingredient in soil organic matter. And that's the portion that does all the horsepower, all the work of building soil structure, of working with fertilizers so that you can use less of them, and of biologically stimulating the plants and the microorganisms in the soil.
As the world's largest producer of soluble humus extracted from humate ore, Horizon Ag Products is bringing sustainable farming to agriculture by providing the naturally occurring organic concentrated element needed to restore soil.
I truly believe that if every grower understood what it does, it would be on every planted acre on the planet.
Horizon Ag Products leads the industry in providing modern farmers with a tool that makes economic sense now and into the future. For more information, visit horizonag.com.